Hello students. Today the topic of our discussion is necessity of induction. So in this point you have to know why induction is necessary in logic. So in the definition we have got that logic is defined as science of reasoning. So in the previous year you have got there are two types of science. One is positive science and other is normative science. So logic is a normative science as it deals with the ideal of truth. So the ideal of logic is truth. Logic sets before itself the ideal of truth and seeks to know the conditions which our reasoning must fulfill in order that the ideal of truth may be attained. So the aim of logic is attainment of truth through reasoning. So it is given attainment of truth through reasoning is the aim of logic. So we have got there are two types of truth. One is formal truth and other is material truth. So an argument is formally true if it follows some rules and principles, and to be materially true it must correspond to the external world. So we have got deductive inference aims at formal truth only. But to be perfectly valid or to be totally true, it should be must formally true and materially true. So deductive inference is mainly concerned with formal truth. In deductive logics, in deductive inference, we do not question the material truth of the premises. So it is not concerned, or in deduction, we are not concerned whether the premises are true as a matter of fact or not. That means it is not concerned with material truth. But formal truth is only one aspect of truth and not the whole truth. So to an argument to be sound or to be valid, it must not only be formally true but also materially true. So an argument is formally true if the conclusion follows necessarily from the premises. On the other hand, the material truth of an argument depends on the material truth of its premises. So in the difference between deduction and induction, we have got one point that deduction or deductive inference aims only at formal truth and not at material truth. But induction or inductive inference is concerned with both formal and material truth. And we know that logic as a whole aims both at formal truth and material truth. So the question arises here, how are we to establish the material truth of the premises? Because deduction aims or deductive is concerned with only formal truth. So in order to establish the material truth of the premises, how is it possible? So here this question arises. So as the question of premises arises, so you have to know about proposition, because we know that each and every premise is a proposition. So in the first year you have got, so according to quantity, there are two types of proposition, that is universal proposition and other one is particular proposition. So we have got the definition also. The definition of universal proposition is that a universal proposition is one in which the predicate is affirmed or denied of the whole subject. So here the example of universal proposition is that all men are mortal. So mortal is the predicate here. So here mortal is affirmed for all men. That's why it is an example of universal proposition. So the definition of particular proposition is that a particular proposition is one in which the predicate is affirmed or denied of a part of the subject. So the example of particular proposition is some men are honest. So here honest is the predicate here. So honesty is affirmed for some man. That means the part of whole man. So the particular proposition, some men are mortal, can be determined by observation. That means the truth of particular proposition can be determined by observation. But how are we to establish the material truth of the universal proposition like all men are mortal, all crows are black? So it is easy for us to determine the material truth of particular proposition because the particular proposition can be observed. But the universal proposition is impossible. To establish the universal proposition, it is impossible by observation. So here the question arises, how are we to establish the material truth of such universal proposition? So here induction is necessary to establish the material truth of such universal proposition. So for the establishment of universal proposition like all men are mortal, all crows are black, induction is necessary. So here again universal propositions according to import are of two types. One is analytic or verbal proposition and other is real or synthetic proposition. So you have to know the definition of analytic or synthetic proposition. So the definition of analytic proposition is that an analytic or a verbal proposition is one in which the predicate merely states the connotation or a part of the connotation of the subject. So the example is given, all men are rational. So in this proposition or in this example, the predicate rational is a part of the connotation of the subject man. That means the analytic or verbal proposition is related with the connotation of the subject. So to determine the truth of analytic proposition, we do not have to depend upon experience because it is related with the connotation of the subject. So on the other hand, a real or synthetic proposition is one in which the predicate asserts an additional fact which an analysis of the connotation of the subject does not reveal. So the example is given, all men are mortal. So in this proposition, the predicate does not state the connotation of the subject. That means it is not related with the connotation of the subject, but the analytic or verbal proposition is related or it asserts the connotation of the subject. But the synthetic or real proposition gives us some new information about the subject. The truth of this proposition cannot be determined by analyzing the connotation of the subject. So, how are we to establish the material truth of universal real proposition? So, here in these questions, the answer is given that if universal real propositions are axioms, then they do not require any proof. Because we already know that axioms are self-evident. There is no necessary to prove the axioms because they are self-proof. Okay. So these axioms are however very few in number and the vast majority of the universal real propositions are not axioms. So they are very few in number. They are self-proof, they are self-evident. So they does not require any proof. So again, there are some real propositions which may be deduced from more general proposition. So the truth of these universal propositions can be determined from the truth of more general proposition. That means you can deduce a less general propositions from more general proposition. So the example is given, all men are mortal. All animals are mortal. All men are animal, therefore all men are mortal. Here the premises is all animals are mortal. So it is a more general proposition. So from this proposition we can deduce a less general proposition that all men are mortal. But here the question arises that all universal real propositions are not established by deduction. That means there are some universal real proposition which can be deduced by more general proposition. But all the universal real proposition cannot be deduced by this method. So here the question arises, how are we to establish universal real proposition which are neither axioms nor deduction? That means which cannot be deduced from more general proposition. So the answer of this question is, such universal real proposition are established by induction. So induction is necessary in logics for the establishment of such universal real proposition. So it is induction which establishes the vast majority of general proposition. So deduction assumes the material truth of its universal premises, but induction proves it. Okay, so in the previous year we have got the rules of syllogism. Here the one rule is given that a syllogism must have at least one universal premise, because from two particular premises no conclusion can be drawn. This universal premise is supplied by induction. That means the universal premise of deduction is supplied by induction. Okay, so hence it is said that induction supplies the universal premise of deduction. So in the conclusion we can say that induction is necessary for the establishment of material truth, because deduction can only give us formal truth, not the material truth. But the aim of logic is to attain both formal and material truths. So for the establishment of material truth, induction is necessary in logic. So here we have got, for the establishment of material truth, induction is necessary in logic. Now the next point of discussion is problem of induction. So here in this point we have got the definition of induction, that induction seeks to establish the material truth of universal real proposition. So in induction we establish a universal real proposition based on the observation of particular instance. So in induction we establish a general proposition on the basis of particular instances which are collected by observation. So we have already got in the example of induction that from certain particular premises we arrive at a universal conclusion. But here the question arises, how are we justified in establishing a universal real proposition from particular instances? Because in induction we establish a general real proposition which is based on particular instances. So how we can establish that type of universal real proposition from particular instances? Here we know that experience provides us with particular fact and not with universal proposition. So it is possible to experience particular fact or to observe particular instances, but it is not possible to observe a universal proposition. For example, if we take the example of induction, then we got that experience informs us the particular person's mortality, such as Jaddu is mortal, Hari is mortal, Tom is mortal. It is the mortality of particular person, but not that all men are mortal. That means it is possible for us to observe the mortality of particular person, but it is not possible to observe the mortality of all men. So it is not possible for us to observe all cases of death of all men of past, present and future. But the general proposition when established covers observed as well as unobserved cases. That means in induction when we establish a general proposition all men are mortal by observing the mortality of particular man, here we establish this general proposition by observe the mortality of some men. So thus on the observation of mortality of some men, we conclude all men are mortal. So again we take another example. So observing some crows to be black, we conclude that all crows are black. So in all these cases, or in both the cases, the number of instances that we have observed is small compared to the number of unobserved instances. So here the question arises, how we are justified in passing from the observed of some cases to the particular proposition, or how we are justified in inferring the general from the particular or the more general from the less general is the problem of induction. Now the problem of induction is that how are we justified in establishing a universal real proposition from particular instances. So the solution of this problem of induction lies in the fact that in passing from the particular to the general, induction depends on two fundamental principles, that is the law of uniformity of nature and the law of causation. So the law of uniformity of nature means nature behaves in the same way under similar circumstances. The law of causation means every event must have a cause. So in induction, for the establishment of the universal real proposition, all men are mortal, we observe particular cases of death of persons, and on discovering causal connection between humanity and mortality, pass on to unobserved cases on the assumption that the same cause will produce the same effect under similar circumstance. So in all place and at all time. So thus the problem of induction is solved, which is based on the law of causation and the law of uniformity of nature. So the probable question from this discussion will be, what is the ideal of logic? What is the aim of logic? How many kinds of truth are there? And what is the problem of induction? Explain about the necessity of induction. Or state the two laws depending on which the problem of induction can be solved. So you have to know the meaning of these two laws, law of uniformity of nature and law of causation. That's all for today. Thank you.